Humbled to be here on episode 4 of Holistic Anime. And today I do want to talk about where I'm at in my current journey of anime itself. But first, I do want to talk about the importance of filler episodes in anime because I think they coincide with real life a lot more than we think it does. They do. Um, and filler episodes in animes can consist of smaller arcs that have, um, for example, in Naruto, there are filler episodes that are short arcs that have um, filled in time to show us old missions of Naruto in between his training that they don't spend time in the grand scheme of things talking about. Um, Things they find important that add to the development of the character. And it could be main characters or side characters um, that that um, help us um, understand the characters and the story and the arcs that build the story um, uh, more than if they had no filler arcs, if we had no filler arcs or filler episodes. And I think in that there's a synchronicity with real life, right? Where it can get deep. It can get deep. Um, we tend to only see the big things we hit in life, the goals, the milestones, the the things that we celebrate in life. But the majority of the time, that's not really what, if you look in the grand scheme of things and you take time to think and observe, that's not what life is made out of. It's made out of all of the days that we deal with frustration, deal with anger, deal with sorrow, deal with comparison, um, fear, being afraid, all these negative things that we go through in life that help build us little by little, little by little, little by little, till we hit a milestone, right? And then everybody celebrates and yay, it's a whole thing that we reach and we've achieved. But those little things that we go through in life are not celebrated and not talked about. Just like in anime, the example I was using with Naruto, and how we use, excuse me, the creators of Naruto used um, arcs to show us how they've shaped Naruto or other side characters, Sasuke, Sakura, Kakashi, Shikamaru. There are all those filler episodes that shown us how they came to be these elite characters that have stood out and have earned their ranks in the anime and in their own world and in our world reality. um these little things that we go through that build us, that shape us, that mold us to be the individuals that we are, that have achieve these great things, these good things in life that we come to celebrate, um, are not spoken of as often, right? And they are just as important, just as significant as reaching these milestones, right? Um, in My Hero, I'm going through a conscious time in my anime journey development where I am going through origin stories, and I am starting to see the importance of those little episodes in between the anime arcs where there's such a synonymous tone to real life and those little things that I've been talking about that build us, right? Um, and the origin stories of these characters. Like, for example, right now I'm going through a um, Shoto Todoroki origin story, and it's his upbringing, and he's going through his relationship with Endeavor and how he believes Endeavor. And if you go through the anime and you see actually what happens in that story and is going on in that story, you see that he's not wrong. That Endeavor ruined his relationship with his mother, and it's Endeavor's fault that his mother shunned Todoroki and essentially harmed him when he was younger, right? Um, so origin stories, um, such as that, like we don't take the time to really um, understand or go through the necessary feelings that every origin story or great origin story, because these characters have earned their ranks, and just in like in real life, we earn our ranks or we don't. And you know, um, it's safe to say, and this is just the truth of reality, the majority of people don't earn their ranks, and they don't find that um, chord of truth in the middle of their lives where they're not too high, they're not too low, they're right in the middle, and they go through life with a consistency to them, a a truth to them, a and a contentment, right? This idea of contentment, and it's not an idea, it's a foundation in my own life, in my own origins, right? That if you're chasing something in life and you want to be somewhere in life, there's nowhere you'd rather be than the present moment. And if you're not content with what you have, you'll never be content with where you want to be. Um, and the opposite is also true, that in if you're not content in where you are, moving backwards, there's nothing necessarily foundational about looking backwards unless you're looking there to find the mistakes you made in the past to correct them. And um yeah, man, these origin stories and these um short arcs that develop these characters in the animes that I've been consuming, like My Hero, are so important. And I think the, and I truly believe that the origin stories, those filler episodes, are what makes the animes themselves, makes the characters shine like they do, and make us in our real lives who we are at our utmost core, right? And I believe that to be completely true. Um, it's the tears that build strength. It's the moments in our own minds, in our own hearts, that we find truth, that we find, a sense of overcoming our fears and what we're afraid of in life. And when we've reached those final milestones in our own selves, we reach those. Naruto is a good example. If I remember correctly, it was um, filler episodes of Indra Ashura, but before that, um, Hagoromo and Hamura, and then in between that little episodes, those arcs were the battles between um, the Okatsuki and Naruto and Sasuke and Kakashi. And then it was a bunch of filler episodes that ended the series. Um, but yeah, that's what I wanted to share today. And this is episode 4 of Holistic Anime. And I'm Jonathan.